Watauga Arts Council with your host, Cherry Johnson, serving arts in Watauga County for more than 30 years.
Hi, I'm Cherry Johnson with Watauga County Arts Council, and in case you've not been paying attention lately, the Arts Council has had all kinds of excitement going on. We moved from the Jones House Community Center last late spring, and we were donated a wonderful space, well, several wonderful spaces. We had a lot of community support, and we're really, really honored to have that support. Kind of amazed and honored at the same time. Cheap Joe's Art Stuff was marvelously supportive, and they have donated part of their warehouse space for us to put our stuff into. The Watauga Committee of 100 was very generous to us and donated a three-room office suite at the Appalachian Enterprise Center. And then I guess the crown jewel of the whole thing was John Winkler and Roger Wright and Kenneth Wilcox, who, if you know this community, you know that they are very well known property developers in this community. And they donated the use of a space that is located in the Green Building, which is at 783 West King Street. If you go to the corner of Water and King Street, kind of catty corner from the courthouse, you see a big parking lot, and at the bottom of that parking lot is a green building, and in that green building, when you walk in the door, right in front of you is the most phenomenal space, and I say that with great pride. Yes, we are responsible for that space, but it's something to be proud of for sure.
It is.
This is Pat Moritz. She's with me today. She's one of the movers and shakers that has helped make that happen. She's one of a big crowd of movers and shakers.
We've had a lot.
We have had a lot of people involved. It's been so much fun.
It has.
The day we opened was June the 1st, 2012, and since then, in the 6 months since that point, it has just grown, exploded. It's incredible. I'm having fun. Are you, Pat?
I am. It's great. The camaraderie was wonderful.
It is. It's
wonderful.
And the creativity. I mean, what would you expect with that many artists around? But, you know, but it really is a lot of fun. One of the coolest things about the gift shop is the unique work that every single artist is bringing in. Now, we have our 2 gallery spaces within there, which is a monthly rotating exhibit. So you have a lot of creativity already flowing through that. But then the gift shop portion, we have furniture that was donated by Anna Mena, who used to own Adlib in Boone. And when she moved out of the Boone area to do her store in Asheville and other places, she donated furniture to us, which we had scattered around the community. And we gathered it all up and put it in this space. And it's nice. It's good furniture.
It's wonderful.
And in that furniture, adorning it, and it's handcrafted, and adorning it is amazing handcrafted art. I mean, of all kinds, every description. We have everything from CDs and books to gift cards to paintings to baskets to jewelry to beads to pottery, weaving,
aprons,
metalwork,
pillowcases.
It just goes on and on and on. Now think about it this way: it's gift giving time, and if you're going to give a gift, if you want to give a gift that is mass produced, likely when you receive a gift like that, you might remember for a while where you got it, but eventually you're going to go, I don't know where I got that. And when you wear it out, you throw it away. With a handcrafted, one-of-a-kind gift that there's only one of them ever made in the world, you know, there's something unique and special about that, and you're never going to forget where that came from. That's a very, very special gift. And affordable, the same price as you would pay for any other gift, you can get things in the gift shop.
Yes.
Among them are Pat's Amazing Baskets. I think we'll name your website Pat's Amazing Baskets. This is Pat Moritz, and Pat has introduced me to baskets with a whole new vision of what I'd ever seen before. I have seen baskets for years, wonderful baskets. A few somewhat like some of Pat's, but not quite the vast array of things that you've introduced to me.
Well, thank you.
You are a pretty astounding lady.
Thank
now,
you.
She doesn't look green, but she is green. She's one of many artists in our community who anything you might find, most folks would find, and maybe they'll use it, and then when it's broken or worn out or whatever, they'll throw it in the trash can. Not this lady. Where's that basket?
Oh, I don't have that
You don't
one
have
here.
that one with us.
No.
There is a basket that's on our website, our Facebook page, that had, we were looking at that a while ago.
Yes, it has stereo speaker wire in it, rubber tubing, a yarn, wax linen, wire, a little bit of everything, and an antler embellishment.
It's unique, and it's beautiful. And you kind of think it looked like kind of like a hodgepodge. No, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is unique. Look at this basket. This is made out of paper. And tell me the process.
This is watercolor paper that I paint, and after it's painted, I cut it into panels.
Well, you don't just paint it. You paint it colors, lots of colors.
Yes, all different kinds of
uh-huh.
colors, and I cut the paper into panels and run it through a pasta machine, which then gives me
Her husband wonders why his pasta tastes weird.
That gives me the size weavers that I need and for the structure, and I weave it. And this one in particular also has wax linen added to it, and then
That's
it
what the
gets
black
a
is.
that's the black, and then it gets a varnish on it to stiffen it so it is not
See the paper
flexible.
inside. It is really, really cool, Pat.
Thank you.
You think of all kinds of cool things to do. We're trying to think of how she could, keep embellishing this idea. We were on the radio with Jonathan Roten, and he was suggesting that she figure out how to make pasta into a basket. So I feel for your husband. He's never going to know what's coming at him. So now I want to pull the blue one over here, but I can't reach it. Tell me about this basket.
Well, this one is a very intricate twill, and I call it Diamond Jubilee because it has a lot of diamond patterns on the sides and woven into it.
And this is your own pattern.
This is my own pattern, my own design. It's made out of reed, and it has a little bit of wax linen in it at the bottom, but the majority is just natural reed and dyed reed that I've used.
And it's really sturdy.
It is
I mean,
sturdy.
it's a very strong basket.
Right.
So this is cool. It's got the nice wooden base on it, and you said those are pre-made bases
Right.
that you can get to do this.
A pre-made base that's has a slot in it that's done on a router.
One of these days, we're going to have Pat do another workshop, or do a workshop for us. She's done them other places, not here. And we're going to have an opportunity for you to come make your own beautiful basket. So this will be great. So now, grab that furthest one, because I'm saving this for last. Oh, let's talk about this basket. This is absolutely wonderful. I told her it reminded me of when I was in college. I used to do, is it Bargello? Is that how you pronounce it? It's a stitching process, and this very intricate design in here reminds me of that.
This one, yes, this one in particular, it's actually a glass vase. It's woven over a vase. It has a wood and bottom and rim that are cherry wood.
Of course.
It's woven with cane. And then this one is called Springtime in the Mountains. And it has a tapestry effect on it that's made out of all different types of threads and wire. And
Gold, is it copper wire?
It's
Looks like
copper wire.
There's something green too.
Right, and there's some green wire in there also. But I love the beauty of the mountains, so that was my attempt in my own version.
This basket has a special, you're entering it in something special.
I just submitted a photo of that to be entered into the AWE exhibit that will be starting in January.
AWE stands for All Appalachian Women Entrepreneurs. It is a project of Handmade in America. And we've partnered with them, and we've had a couple of meetings already in the area. And we encourage all awesome women artists in our community, because we have a lot of them, to come and be part of this group, because it gives you opportunities not just to get to know each other and benefit from knowing each other, but it also gives you a lot of training and a lot of valuable information about how to promote yourselves as
social media, setting up websites, all of that type of
how
thing.
to price work, how to do all kinds of. So any artist that is looking for, any woman artist that is looking for a way to learn more about it, this is a great opportunity. And you can get in touch with us at the Arts Council, and we'll help you connect to them and know how to do that. And Pat's going to make us even more famous. Now, I love this basket. This is unique. Now, first off, the shape alone is really, really cool. And this is what is it at the bottom, a gourd?
It's a gourd.
This
is
really
the
neat.
bottom portion of a gourd that has holes drilled into it for the spokes. And then it's woven in a free-form sculptural style. And it's got seagrass and beads and reed. And then at the top, it's rimmed with a philodendron sheath.
Look at this. Now, there's one at the gallery that has philodendron. What did philodendron in that one too?
Yes.
And it's even more embellished at the top. It's not quite as creatively shaped. It's a different shape. But it's a really, really neat touch. You know, it's interesting because you walk through the woods, and I walk through the woods, and I enjoy the scenery. Pat walks through the woods, and she comes out with treasures.
Lichen and acorn shells, all types of things.
Yeah, it's really, really astounding. And then you've got these beads. We're going to have to hook you up with Grace.
Grace, yes.
Some of Grace's beads in your baskets. But I don't know. I've made 2/3 of one basket in my lifetime. I never did quite finish it. You got to help me figure out how to end it. I got there and I was like, now what? So I've learned just from that one experience that weaving baskets, number one, it's fun, but it's a bit of a challenge to get just a regular shaped basket put together.
It is.
I'm blown away. How do you make this turn in like this?
Well, a lot of it is just the way you manipulate the reed with the tension that you use. So more tension is going to cause it to pull in, and the way you use your hands as you weave it, when you push in on the spokes and then weave it, it's going to give you different tensions.
This is advanced basket weaving 605 or something. It's not 101, that's for darn sure. But this is beautiful, Pat.
Thank you.
Baskets like this, you got a variety of them.
Yes.
Oh, and we forgot to say that your paper baskets aren't just shaped like little pretty vase shapes.
Right. I do have some that are non-baskets. They're sculptural pieces that are woven with the paper in the same process.
They go in places you'd never think a basket went.
Right. And in those baskets, it's almost a case of letting the materials tell me what it wants to do.
That's an interesting thing to say.
Because, and the same thing, you find that with the other type of basketry material. Seagrass is another one that you can do. I do sculptural pieces with it. And it's a very rough, tough material. So when you pull on it, a lot of times, it's just not going to give and do what you want it to do. It tells you what it should do.
Now, what got you started in baskets?
Actually, it's really kind of a strange story. I went with friends to a quilt shop, and a friend of the owner was a basket weaver, so she came to the shop about 6 months later and did a beginning basket class. And I was the only one of the 8 of us that had gone to the quilt shop that went back to take part in that basket class. And she came back about 6 months later, and this was in '87, and I didn't know anything about basketry or where even to find teachers or anything else. And so some of it I taught myself, and then I found people that taught classes at the community college and in their home. And went on from there.
Neat. Now, Pat's from Missouri, and she's pretty well known in Missouri for her baskets, I found out. And you've taught in your baskets a little bit?
Not a whole lot, very little, in fact, but mainly because I just enjoy the experience of taking the classes and the challenge of working with new materials, and then using those materials to create my own pieces. But yes, I was one of the founders of the Missouri Guild.
That's cool.
So that was a great accomplishment.
So
that
where's
was,
the Watauga County Basket Making Guild? We gotta get this going.
Yeah, the closest guild we have is in Hickory.
we're deficit here. We got to work on this. Okay.
But it's great fun, and it just really awakens your creativity, especially with the paper, because when you start working with the paints, you learn so much about being able to mix the paints, and because I have to visualize things, and I had a hard time envisioning dyed reed, how the different colors would work together. But when I start working with paints, you're actually working with the paints, and you can mix them and get the colors you want. And
I think that's what I'd like to try next, because for one thing, it's a little bit easier to manipulate.
It's much easier. You don't have the waste. You don't have to work with water, so you have a clean environment that you're working in, and
And the sky's the
It's very
limit.
easy. The sky's the limit. You're only restricted mainly in the size because you have to work within the confines of your size your paper.
Yeah. But you can do so much with your paper before
Right.
you ever start the process.
Right. Right.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm really interested in trying that myself.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun. I'm envisioning this turned into jewelry.
Oh, yeah?
So, one thing we were talking about a while ago, we've just come from the radio station where we did live radio interviews with Pat, and one of the DJs was saying, hey, I got some vinyl records that, can you turn them into baskets? We're thinking about that and going, there's got to be a way. That's one of the really neat things. I said you were a green person, and that's really the truth, because what even started that conversation was Tom Lanier was talking about the fact that you had stereo wire in one of your baskets.
Right.
And we were joking around and saying whenever something breaks down at the radio station, we'll just incorporate it in a basket. And that's not totally a joke.
No, it's not. It is not. There is a very, very well-known basket weaver named John Garrett who does nothing but recycled materials.
Really cool.
And I mean, even to the point of he has one basket from years ago that he actually used, this sounds pretty gross, but he actually used dead crickets and made
Willie
a basket.
would have had a good time together.
But he uses a lot of metals and all different types of things to make baskets. There's
something.
a lot of other basket weavers now that are contemporary weavers that are starting to use cable ties to create some phenomenal baskets. And I also have a friend that uses zippers to make baskets.
When I've heard of people making rugs out of grocery bags and things like that, purses and all sorts of things. That's the neat thing about the arts is, we live in a throwaway society. Everybody knows that. And it's the arts community that is finding unique, well, not just the arts community, but mostly the arts community, that is finding ways to take all of that and turn it into beauty. And that's really special,
That's true.
And functional beauty.
Right.
I mean, in the case of your situation, it's baskets.
Right.
And these are functional. We can use them in a variety of different ways. And then we were talking about Pam Washer's purses, and she takes things you would never dream. I'll bring her to show you sometime. And she's turned them into purses.
Right, and they're beautiful.
They are. And again, each basket you make is one of a kind. You are not a mass producer.
No.
Never will be.
No.
And I'm sure you'd be stifled if you did.
Yes, I have no desire to mass produce any of it because each one is individual in its own way. Each one takes a different amount of time depending on the materials and the design, and some are very intricate. I mean, the paper basket is beautiful and it takes some time up front to paint the paper, but it takes much less time to weave than, for instance, this basket.
I bet.
Because there's so much more preparation on this because all of the spokes have to be tapered to fit into the slot, and you have to make sure you have the right number and
also the sheer perfection of that shape
and just the design element because something like this you're designing as you're weaving,
right,
and you're looking at all your different threads and fibers and deciding, okay, what's going to look best here, and constantly changing. There's many times I have things in those baskets that I then take out after I've woven them in because I just don't like them after they're in there.
So you undo.
And I undo it.
And I can hear your husband now. You just did that. What's wrong?
That's right. That's right. Yes.
Now, you're wearing one of your own creations as
well. Yes, yes.
And I think this, somebody said to me, you were telling us it was your very first piece.
It is. It is.
And then one of the weavers in the bunch said, but your edges are perfect.
Well, part of that is just practice, but I have woven, I've never woven a scarf before, but at home I have a small peg loom that I have woven a tapestry piece on, and I'm learning. That's one of those, it's a very process that you just have to learn how to use your tension, and when you're using a loom, you just have to learn how much to pull on the loom. And right, right. It's the same basic process. Of course, with a loom, with a floor loom or a table loom, you can do a lot different types of patterns that you'd have to change over to make for basketry because you could lose so much of your structure on baskets if you tried to use the same pattern.
Is the vertical
your warp and
usually
your
reeds
weft.
or whatever
Right.
you're using. Yeah.
Right.
And so you're doing the same process. You're
Right.
thinking along the same lines.
Yeah, in fact, I have a book called Hand Weaves that I have used some of the patterns in there to help me create. I used one to help me create that twill.
And it's for
basket.
weaving, but
It's
you've
for
turned it
loom
into-
weaving,
yeah.
but I've been able to change it and reuse it.
See,
And
artists are creative, aren't they? That's what is so exciting about this, is because I just never know what one of you is going to walk in the door with. I mean, every day has a surprise.
it is, and they're nice surprises.
They are. They're wonderful. And I guess you don't bring me the bad ones. You know, the failures. I don't see those.
They end up in the trash.
No, they don't. You recycle them into something else. Don't
Well,
tell
some
me.
go outside for the birds.
Well, the birds are appreciative, I'm
That's
sure.
right.
But Pat, you've so brightened our community with your baskets.
Thank you.
And I'm so excited about what's going to be coming down the way, you know, with all
Thank
the things
you.
that we're doing. Also, I got to tell you, Pat just joined our board of directors. The process generally is that we like to get to know folks and find out who they are and so forth before we invite them to be a part of the board of directors. And not everybody wants to be or needs to be on the board. But in Pat's case, I just can't wait to see what all that adds to the whole mix. It's going to be wonderful. And
I'm looking forward to it.
Welcome to that.
Thank you.
That'll be great. The Arts Council has, as you know from last night's meeting,
Yes.
so much on the table and so many ideas and creative things that are coming that we can't talk about publicly yet because they're not ready for talking. But
But they're exciting.
they are. There's so
They're
much going
exciting.
on. It's a
There
great,
is.
yeah. And it feeds the energy. You know, I mean, all you can do is just try to keep up.
I don't know how you do it.
Well, I pedal really fast. So, but it's an exciting place to be. I want you to come and be part of it. I want you to become a part of the arts in our community. Your life will never be the same once you become a part of our arts community, and you'll be happy for it. So,
And we are always welcoming volunteers. We need
absolutely.
volunteers.
And we
so-
also need members.
Yes.
We need to plug for that. Our members are a vital part of our arts organization, because even if you don't come and get day-to-day involved, if you're a member of the organization, not only are you kept up on what's going on, but also you've contributed to this positive energy that's happening in our community.
Well, and that's where we get a lot of new ideas for new things to put forward. Forward. So
Exactly. Oh, and my friend Eric Reeker is going to skin me if I don't say something. We are very much partnered with the Craft Enrichment Program, the Patricelli Craft Enrichment Program, and he wanted me to say that you can learn how to do this in one of his craft workshops. And they are signing people up right now for the spring semester. We've got brochures, and there are more brochures available all through the community. You can check our website. I'll link over to that. But there's lots of really cool stuff going on with the arts in our county, and you just there's all degrees of involvement. You can be just a patron, you can be a member, you can become, you can take classes, you can become a working artist, you can be a volunteer. We could just keep going. So there's just so much involved in all of this, and we just want you to be part of it. So come and get involved. Check our website, watauga-arts.org, for this and so much more.
yes, and check out the gallery and the gift shop.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Watauga Arts Council with your host, Cherry Johnson, serving arts in Watauga County for more than 30 years.